This story is created on request by George Kenny, a magical tale brought to life just for you.
Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a gentle and kind girl named Cinderella. But poor Cinderella lived with her cruel stepmother and two jealous stepsisters.
Jealous. Keep scrubbing, Cinders. Perhaps you'll finish before the ball ends.
Oh, look, she almost looks presentable from this angle.
Almost.
Still, Cinderella never complained. She believed that being kind was more important than being cruel. As the morning sun peeked through the dusty kitchen window, tiny beams of light danced across the room. Cinderella sat quietly by the window, her eyes shining like the first light of dawn. She hummed a little tune, feeding crumbs to her tiny friends who loved her dearly.
Your heart makes someday my dreams will come true.
One sunny morning, a royal messenger arrived with exciting news. Outside, in the sunny village square, a royal messenger rode through the streets with a golden scroll in his hand.
Eligible maidens are invited to attend the royal...
From her little window, Cinderella watched the messenger pass by.
A royal ball. Maybe I could go too.
But before her thought could bloom into hope, laughter echoed behind her, the harsh sound of her stepsisters.
Isn't this pink just marvelous?
And this yellow dress fits me perfectly. We look much better than Cinderella.
When Cinderella asked if she could go, her stepmother laughed cruelly. The laughter faded inside the cottage as Cinderella stood silently by the door. For a moment, she tried to smile, but her heart felt heavy. She ran into the garden and began to cry. A warm glowing light appeared before her. It was her fairy godmother.
Dry your tears, my dear. You've been brave long enough.
With a wave of her wand, poof! Her rags turned into a beautiful gown. The fairy godmother whispered her magic words, and in a burst of golden light, the pumpkin began to glow. And the humble pumpkin became a shining golden carriage. The golden carriage rolled its wheels sparkling like stars beneath the moonlit sky. Cinderella looked out the window, her heart racing with wonder. For the first time in her life, her dreams were carrying her straight toward the royal palace. And destiny. When Cinderella entered the palace, everyone stopped and stared. The prince couldn't take his eyes off her. They danced all night. As the clock struck 12, Cinderella remembered the fairy godmother's words, "The magic will end at midnight." She ran down the stairs, losing one glass slipper behind her. The prince stepped forward, his heart filled with both wonder and longing. He picked up the slipper with great care, whispering softly,
"I'll find the one who wore this."
The kingdom awoke to the sound of hooves and hope. The prince set out to find the girl whose slipper had captured his heart. People cheered and whispered as he passed, a search born of a single glass slipper.
We are so happy to be here!
In every home, young women tried it on. Laughter filled the air, but the slipper fit no one. Still, the prince continued his journey, across fields, through forests, and over rivers, carrying a single hope in his heart. At last, the road led him to a quiet cottage at the edge of the forest, where fate was waiting to finish the story that love had begun.
Just a little more.
The sisters laughed and fussed, eager to claim the royal dream for themselves. But no matter how hard they tried, the glass slipper refused to fit. And there, in the corner of the room, stood the one whose kindness shone brighter than any jewel. The prince turned toward her, and in that moment, the world seemed to hold its breath.
Wait, that
The moment her
cannot be
foot touched the
right.
slipper, the world seemed to shine. It fit as if it had been made only for her, and the prince knew at once that his search was over. Kindness had brought her here, and love would lead her home. And so, the carriage returned to the palace, not with a mystery, but with a dream come true. The kingdom rejoiced, for their prince had found the one whose heart was as kind as her smile. Under the golden light of love, the prince and Cinderella were married, a promise sealed by kindness and faith, for even the smallest act of goodness can lead to the grandest of miracles. And from that day on, the kingdom lived in joy and peace.